One of the big things that is misunderstood by so many buyers, and myself included when I was purchasing my house, is closing costs and what goes into them. My name is Nicole Nark. I'm a real estate professional located in Central Arkansas, and today I want to talk to you about the main aspects of things that go into closing costs as a buyer and how hopefully you can reduce the total amount that you're owing in closing costs by the time you receive the keys to your new home. There are so many different small little fees that are going to be charged to you as a buyer when it comes down to securing the loan for your house, as well as making sure that that house has clear title to be sold to you. So if you started talking to a lender, they may have given you something called a fee schedule or a closing costs estimate sheet. And to be honest, these are confusing. Even for someone like me who's been in the real estate industry for years, these forms are not the most friendly. They look very corporate-like. And if you don't know the terms and you're not dealing with them on a daily basis, they can be very difficult to understand. So I want to discuss a couple of the main things that you can expect to see and hear about when you are talking about closing costs for buying a house. The first item that might be grouped into your closing costs that I want you to look out for is an origination or loan processing fee. This is one thing to definitely look at when you are considering which lender and which bank to get your home loan from. Just to give you an example, in Central Arkansas right now, I'm working a couple of deals, and sometimes I'll help buyers I'm working with look over the documents that are presented to them from different lenders. And I can kind of show them, okay, here's this cost at this bank, and here's this cost at this bank based off of what those banks provided. And I saw one recently. It was for the same buyer, and they received one origination cost that was a flat fee of $599. It wouldn't have mattered if they were buying a $100,000 house or a $1 million house. The flat fee for origination was $599. Now I saw a second one coming in from this other bank that was 1% of the purchase price just for origination of that loan. So as you can see, same buyer, they're looking at the same house, but two very, very different situations financially when it comes to origination. So that's the first thing that I want you to look out for when you're estimating and looking at those closing costs as a buyer. The second thing to consider is your bank appraisal. Now, I made a whole video on the differences between an appraisal and a home inspection, and I'll link that above. But basically, the bank, if they're giving you a loan, is going to send an appraiser out to the property. And that appraiser is going to look at the home and make sure that it is worth the value at minimum that the bank is giving you to purchase the house. Now, why I want to bring this up specifically for closing costs is because sometimes this appraisal fee is charged to you up front. So it might be a cost that will be coming to you and charged to you before closing. Other times, it's part of your closing costs and you will pay it either at the closing table or it'll be bundled into your loan. So that is something to look out for when you're talking to different lenders again and you're thinking about those overall closing costs. Another item that gets grouped into closing costs is a title policy. You and the bank want to make sure that you're going to get the rights to this property when you buy the house. We don't want anyone coming after you saying that their great grandmother owned the house and now it's theirs, and that can just get into a big, big mess. So you always want to make sure that you have a clear title on any home that you're purchasing, and that will come with your title policy. Two other big factors that go into closing costs as a buyer are those lovely words, taxes and insurance. So depending on your loan type as well as which bank you go with, different companies and different lenders are going to require different amounts to be paid into what's called your escrow. And that's basically a bank account held for you at the title company where they are collecting money from you from your mortgage payment that they're putting together in that account so that they will pay your yearly taxes and your yearly insurance bill when it comes. If you have any more questions about closing costs as a buyer, there's no stupid question. I know that this stuff is confusing and I could make 20 more videos about it. So leave any questions that you have in the comments below, or if you're getting some estimates on these costs and you're like, I have no idea what X, Y, and Z means, let me know in the comments below. I try to get back to the comments as soon as I can to help provide you with a little bit of clarity. And like I have mentioned before in some previous videos, if you are buying a house and you don't have a trusted agent who can negotiate these things for you, let me know. Although I am based in Central Arkansas, I've lived in 7 states, and I have a large network of connections who I know also know how to negotiate on a buyer's behalf. And I would love to put you in contact with them if you need a good recommendation. If not, I hope you all have a great week and happy house hunting.